You ever heard of the Olmec heads? Yes. They're descendants of the Washitaw. The Washitaw is the oldest indigenous nation on earth. I just got my official ID card. This is our flag. It's black, red, and green, and gold. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice is the principles. And we're recognized as the oldest indigenous nation on earth. I mean, Elijah Muhammad said that the black man is the Asiatic black man, the original man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father, civilization, God of the universe. Therefore, he said, what is the population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America and all over the planet Earth? The answer was the answer. The total population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America is 17 million, with the 2 million Indians, making it 19 million. All over the planet Earth, 4,400,000,000, right? For y'all that may be familiar with the lesson. With the 2 million Indians. Now, I believe Elijah Muhammad to be a student of Noble Drew Ali. We do know that he was one of the first cats that actually kind of started hinting to us that, something else is going on. Yeah. And he's the one that taught us about being indigenous and really learning our indigenous status and our indigenous roots. Now I'm going into the history of the Washitaw here in the land we call Louisiana, the West Nile, Mississippi River, up into Ohio, up into Canada, over into Washington or Washitaw State, because Washitaw is the original name for Washington, and Turner, Tunica is the original name for Turner. So those are our imperial bloodlines, along with L and Bay, Moorish names. All the way from the South Florida, up into West Virginia and the Carolinas, and that whole region right there is where you got Empire Washitaw, including Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, some Kentucky, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, and etc. The Midwest, going into the Great Plains region west up over into Washington. That is the Empire Washitaw. They dug the Munya, the mound building Moors. We started to build mounds out of the earth, and this was the blueprint of the pyramids of Egypt, because the mounds are older. The mounds, when you go to Poverty Point, Louisiana, which I did, I visited Poverty Point, and you stand on a mound made of earth by black peoples, black and tar-colored Choctaw, Washitaw peoples of Louisiana, who made these mounds out of the earth to give reverence, like all we do all over the planet, to what? The creator, creators, the ancestors, the land. Because why we give praise to the land? Do I need to ask? When the last time you gave thanks for the land? For real. I mean, and you stand on it. It's like it can move, yo. It can continentally drift away from you. So just pray to the Most High that it don't do that. Now, this is more science, you know? New Orleans, man, the Louisiana Purchase was a false purchase. Spain, let me not get ahead of myself. I want to finish up by saying that we constructed mounds out of the earth in order to give reverence to the creatures, to the ancestors, and to the land. Okay. So then we also were the first to develop agriculture, how to take degrees of fishing, and as my Reader's Digest book said, we were the most advanced of all the Indians, and they call us the Lost Indians, the Southeast Indians, the mound builders. But we're not lost. I'm here to tell you we're Empire Washitaw, they dug the Munya, and that is the original name for the United States of America. Empire, Washitaw. I think that's the name. I was once lost, but now I'm back. Now, and we live in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, you know? So, no disrespect. So, as I said, we're the most advanced. All the other native tribes, these tribes, we give thanks and praise to those tribes as well. We pay homage and respect. You know, we all here share the land together. But the Washitaw was the oldest indigenous, and we were stable. In the other tribes, they moved around. You understand? They were nomadic with teepees and whatnot. But we didn't establish teepees and whatnot. We established mounds and houses and agricultural techniques, and we used the Mississippi like the Egyptians used the Nile. Because the Louisiana Purchase was a false purchase. That in 1803, France did not have the rights to give that land, to sell that land to England. And that Louisiana territory belonged to the indigenous peoples of that land still. And our Empress Vertice Tiare Washitaw Turner, Ghost of El Bay, is a descendant of Queen Aya Maria and Henry Turner. Also, right, with the same Emperor Washitaw bloodline. Then you got Joseph Marquis, the Maison de Rouge from France, who came over and was given land through the through the land grants, and then that descendants of the union between the Maison de Rouge and the Empress Aya Maria was what created the Henry Turner land grants, and that whole is a whole trial with the USA to determine who that land down there in Louisiana really belongs to, who that Louisiana territory. Well, in the 1800s, these trials went on. They were conducted. I researched for myself. They're real trials. Our empress is a descendant of the people who we won. We won in the courts. And it was determined that that land belonged to the most oldest indigenous mound-building Moor descendants of that area. The dark black and brown, tar-colored, bushy-haired Indians. We're the Indians. The control image that you see of light-skinned, white-looking Indians, some of us are light-skinned. This brother right here is indigenous, but we're not all light-skinned like that. You can't just list one and leave. You have a territory. They say, go back to Africa. Okay, some of us can. And those are our brothers and sisters. Don't get it twisted. But they want to tell us to go back to Africa so that possibly maybe we won't reclaim land here. I don't know. I do know, but I'm just saying I'm reclaiming my land and territory here. I don't